Welcome to the Dork Forest. Jackie and her pals will never bore us. Shameless confessions
about our obsession
will make us laugh and smile. So let's explore the Dork Forest and dork out for a while.
So tonight is a joint venture between Nerd Night and the Epic Nerd Show. Iain just came up to me at one point last year and said, hey, do you want to try something different for Nerd Night? And I said, oh. And so that's how the magic happens. So it's going to be interesting tonight. So the origin story of Nerd Night, what it usually is on a normal evening is we have a couple of presentations about any given number of topics, and you drink and socialize, and it's kind of like TED Talks with beer, if you will. It started in Boston and New York, and it's gone global. So it's in all of these cities, and this is by no means a comprehensive list. It's just exploded, especially in Germany, where apparently there are quite a few nerds. Yay! So we started up in Toronto in 2010, and we got news of in New York. If you guys are interested in going as well, you'll know at least one person who's there. In Brooklyn, there's going to be the Global Nerd Night Fest. So bless you. All of those cities that you saw there, basically anybody's invited, and it's in an effort to get a lot of people to talk to each other from different cities because we don't have a lot of crossover. Everybody's kind of independent. So they're gathering everybody there. And as you can see, it's August 16th to 18th. It's $100, but as you can see here, this last line here, lots of free and greatly discounted beer. That's actually been revised since I did this presentation. It's lots of free beer. So Brooklyn, we all got emails. The international bosses got this really excited email about Brooklyn Brewery just decided to sponsor it and give everybody free beer there. And Brooklyn Brewery, it's good beer too, so it's going to be pretty awesome. Come for more than the beer. Don't just pay for that for the weekend. And you can get your ticket at nerdnight.com/fest. More Nerd Night news. We have Nerd Speed Dating this Sunday. There's already 10 guys and 10 gals registered, but we have room for a few more on each side. Totally anonymous, as anonymous as you want to be. We've had some successful couples come out of these events, so it's not quite like people showing up in masks with lightsabers. Everyone is just dressed normally. Don't judge. Anyway, if you're interested or you know somebody who is, just register at nerdspeeddating@gmail.com. The next Nerd Nights, we originally scheduled one for February, and it is canceled. That is not happening because for a multitude of reasons, but mostly because I didn't realize it was reading week. Not for me, but for about half of the crowd. They wouldn't necessarily be able to attend, and it was hard to find speakers for that week. So we're resuming March 14th, and we have some interesting stuff happening May 30th, which is going to be the end of our season before the summer break. I'm really excited about this because we got a really good speaker already. So I grew up in the suburbs of Toronto, and I don't know what you city folk were doing all the time, but we had nothing to do before we were of age. So we were driving around a lot. And it wasn't so much about the destination. It's just we were driving. That's what we were doing. And we were listening to something called the radio. So this guy was on the radio all the time. Alan Cross is going to be here. It's awesome. And he's the nicest guy. Like I just asked him. I said, hey, we do this thing called Nerd Night. And about an hour later, I had an email from Alan Cross in my inbox, which is just like the highlight of my month so far. It's going to be awesome. Alan Cross is so cool. So tonight we have something a little different.
Yay! The Dork Forest!
Welcome.
Hey, guys!
Welcome.
Love show business.
This is amazing.
This is it. We're in Canada, where you people are at Celsius. It's cold out there.
Yes.
It's cold up here.
I feel cold.
Do you feel cold?
But I also feel
right
like I'm
that.
being at a hearing.
Sure. Well, we will be judging.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is an interesting. This is the highest the Dork Forest has ever sit above the audience. And again, 17 people. Not true. I think we're pushing
easily 30.
Yeah, that's all you
easily
need.
30.
You don't need more than
Numbers are going up. It's nice. Toronto, Canada, here in January of 2013. The Dork Forest sitting next to me. Very funny comic, Sean Cullen. Please.
Hello.
Nice.
Thank you. It's very nice of you to say so. Thank you very much.
And the lovely and talented, who I've just met, Debra DIGiovanni.
Oh,
There you
perfect.
go.
Good work on the pronunciation.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good deal.
Here,
Deej. We call her the Deej.
now you guys are both on the Canadian version of a TV show called Match Game?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are. We're the, I guess, the two anchors of the show.
Anchor, that's the word for it.
Where we're dragging it down. Or keeping it in place. I'm not sure what we're doing. I'm the Charles Nelson Riley. No, maybe you are.
I think I'm Charles Nelson Riley with a little Joanna Worley. Do you remember her?
Yes, I do. And I guess I'm Richard Dawson, only not very sexy at all.
And Paul Lind. And a little Paul Lind.
A little Paul.
This is going way over their heads already.
No.
Too old.
Samantha.
Do you guys remember on Match Game, Jack Klugman's ex-wife was on?
Yes,
What's her name?
Brett Summers.
Yes.
All right. All right, dead silence. Good for me.
Brett Summers, she had no other
Brett
thing.
Summers, that's
she
it.
just did that.
That was the claim to fame.
She stepped in one day because there was a space and someone had pulled out, and she said, "Oh, I'll do it. I'll be there with Jack."
She was already drunk.
So she did it. She was already drunk.
So have you guys always been fans of the game, or you were just like, oh, look at this paycheck?
Look at this paycheck.
Okay, all right.
But I did like the game. I'm old enough that I came home from school and I'd watch it late
You'd
in
watch
the
those
afternoon.
drunken bastards with
and
that
you'd be like,
tall,
"Wow,
skinny."
they look like they're having a good time."
They really were. They were
were
having
drunk.
sometimes more fun than anyone else.
That was a great time for television, though. I mean, Dean Martin was drunk all the time, and he had his own show every week, and he refused to rehearse for it. He'd just show up an hour before the show and just walk through it, reading the lines drunk.
Wow.
Was he genuinely drunk?
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Okay. I was under the impression that he might have been faking it.
No, well, everybody says that, but I think it's a way of hiding someone's alcoholism.
Oh, there you go. I faked it for years. I was the best fake drunk ever. I fake got arrested. It was amazing. The police would stop me, and I'd be like, no, I'm pretending. And they'd say,
And they were
into this.
pretending to be police. They were just... It's a horrifying cycle.
Right. Now, here's the thing about how many people listen to the Dork Forest by applause? I can't see you.
By applause only.
Okay. So, a lot of people are not familiar with the Dork Forest. The Dork Forest is a podcast being something that is a radio show that you listen to on the interwebs. You can download it on iTunes or allthingscomedy.com. There's a player on my website, JackieCation.com or dorkforest.com. Oh, I should probably do let's have a round of applause for Cullen, who's doing the sound this evening. Patrick Brady, he's going to fix the audio once it's all notes are done and everything's like that. And then Mike Rickberg and Sarah Cohen sang that song you heard here at the beginning. They'll sing again at the end, or mostly just Mike. And Vilmos fixes the website. So that's the credits.
Beautiful.
God bless.
What I got is I said, so what are they? I asked Ian Atlas. I was like, what are they dorks about? And he's like, oh, it's bigger than all of us. Yeah, which means it's too big. So what you guys got to do is dork out about something. Tell me, is it American history? Is that what it is?
Well, listen, I love history. I think that's probably the biggest thing I enjoy. History, ancient history.
Ancient history?
Yeah, and American
Mesopotamia?
history, Mesopotamia, the Phoenicians, the Sumerians.
Right.
The great city of Ur.
How do you spell Ur?
U-R.
How did Ur fall?
Well, Ur eventually fell to tribesmen, basically, who are coming in. And, once you settle down and start growing farms, people come and take your shit. And that's what happens. That's the cycle of life.
Summed up.
The circle of life.
You got to keep moving. You got to be the aggressor. Is that it?
Well, once you settle down, you have shit to defend. That's
Right.
the problem.
Right.
If you're a nomadic herdsman, you go, whoop, that guy's coming to take my horse. I'll ride it away. I'm going to leave now. You
right,
can't catch
I
me.
think that sums it up.
That's pretty much history in a nutshell.
All right, so history's been covered.
I love history.
Deborah?
I'm much dorkier than that. That's like educated and good.
Sorry.
Like I'm obsessed with like weird things. Like I'm obsessed with my cat and cats in general, basically. And then I'm I'm also obsessed with stationery.
Oh.
You don't understand. Pens and paper. Oh my God. You don't understand. It's not all the same. I will spend days looking for the proper pen paper combination. Do you know what I mean? Do you guys know what I mean?
No.
Let me tell you right now.
Please tell me more.
I'm not working for this company, but there's a paper brand called Clairefontaine. Just spend the extra money. You will know where it went. Do you know what I mean?
Spend all that time looking for paper and pens.
So good.
No time writing.
Now, does Clairefontaine make both paper and pens?
No, she just makes. She is a person. She's a she.
She's not just a clear fountain in French.
Oh God, no.
She is Clairefontaine.
Yes. I made her into a friend. You see what I've done? But it's
That's
true.
right.
And I know people don't even use pen and paper anymore. People don't even write anymore. I love it.
Do you correspond?
I don't.
No.
I like to write. Like I like pen to paper. I have fabulous handwriting.
I hate
That's
it.
also great.
Are you
penmanship.
writing a novel via pen to
By
paper?
hand? I think I'm going to have to.
You should. You should.
Mr. Darcy returned from the horse.
I have to take off for a while. I have hand cramps.
Mr. Darcy, with his beautiful turn of leg.
There's nothing wrong with Jane Austen. There's absolutely
porn. I
nothing
like
wrong
it.
with Jane
Yes.
Austen. I'm pro Jane.
And I will say this, I have three things. So I'm obsessed
I
with
have many
cats.
more things.
I'm
I just went
obsessed
with
with
the three.
stationery. And also, I'm going to say this, I'm obsessed with the Wheel of Fortune.
My God.
I'm obsessed with
It's
Wheel
a
of
great
Fortune.
show.
You don't understand how good I am, though. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm on that show. If the wheel doesn't fuck with me, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take that game. I'm so good at it. I'm not joking.
Wait, if the
two letters and I can get it.
The wheel doesn't fuck with people.
How does the wheel fuck with
It's
people?
always bankrupt. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're always landing on bankrupt,
you
you
can
can't
land on-
control it, guys.
You can't control bankruptcy.
I got one backup. Nah, that's what Wall Street said. But here's my backup question: what's your favorite pen company?
Oh, okay. Well, it's actually
If I had to pick one, I'd say
the name,
Mont
the
Blanc.
actual brand of it's going to bother me, but it's like I can't remember the exact name. Uniball. I'm sorry.
Uniball!
0.5, right? It's going to be a 0.5.
Oh, that's a beautiful
right, with a thin,
Uniball. Lance Armstrong's favorite pen company.
It's smooth. It's
Good one.
smooth.
That's a good one.
Yeah, huh? There we go.
That was over there. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
It was going to be missed by you losers.
What happened? What did you say? I missed it. I was screaming
You said
about
Lance Armstrong's favorite pen company. It creeps up on you like him on blood doping drugs.
Little satellite delay there. Well
when
done.
I use it,
well
I can
done.
write really fast, though. Does that help? I can
Right, because the ink flows on a Uniball. You are correct.
It's
You're
slick.
correct.
It's slick.
Is that a
We're
dick
still
joke? Did I make a
doing
dick
ball
joke?
That is a
jokes.
dick
It's
joke,
great.
yeah.
Ball joke, testicles. So no, I like a nice pen myself.
Right,
I used
sure.
to, okay, so and now Wheel of Fortune. Let's do it.
Oh, come
Who
on.
hosts it? Pat Sajak?
Yeah,
Is
still.
that correct? Is he still working?
He's still, and you know what? I got to tell you, he's
Has
still
not
doing a good
changed.
job, guys.
Has not
He's still
changed.
doing a good job. He still looks like he's enjoying himself. I'm not joking. I take
doubt
this
it.
very seriously.
I doubt
love
he's
it.
enjoying it.
He is. I think
I
he's
don't
also
think he
drunk.
is.
They're probably drunk. Him and Vanna probably do stuff.
Yeah,
You don't
they
know.
Probably, try and
why
have
you
their
gotta make
bones
it dirty?
replaced with
I want you.
titanium.
I think stuff on the weekends. Maybe they go out.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have boats that they
I
sail
recommend
together.
taking it out of the cradle.
Sailing boats.
I do. I just really like it. I'm telling you. You don't have a
Yeah.
game show that you love? I love it.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, a match game,
Oh,
of
that's
course. I
nice.
should have said that, but I meant Wheel of
She's
Fortune.
not obsessed with that. She's just in it.
Yeah? Do you ever watch Tic Tac Toe? Do you ever do
That's
that?
a great show.
Oh, it's a classic.
I used to like.
I liked it because it was like Idiot Jeopardy.
Yeah.
It was a lot easier than other games.
So you've seen Match Game too.
Oh, is that Idiot
It's
Jeopardy
like
a little bit as well?
unbelievably
It's
stupid
just idiot,
contestants.
actually.
Like you look at them. Here's the question. Here was the question
true.
today. I was
I'm gonna make
watching
myself at home.
before I left, and it was, hey, a bit of wisdom for Match Game. The rooster who dates the younger chicken always ends up with blank on his face. The girl says lipstick.
And this is to win
Everyone
money.
else says egg.
And she could
They're
win money,
chickens.
too. It's so ridiculous.
Chickens.
They're chickens.
Got to be blocking your.
They don't wear lipstick. They don't even have lips. They're beaks. What's wrong with you? You have to restrain yourself from shouting.
I just never understood because it's like they could win money, and it's
You
like they're
could win
giving
money.
away money by being stupid. It's ridiculous.
You've lost the money. Didn't
They
win
owe us
it.
money. They owe
You
us
have
money.
nothing. You took my time from me.
If you were on the Hollywood Squares, would you yell at people
Yes.
if they wanted to talk to a famous person instead of win tic-tac-toe?
I don't know. You really want them to win. That's the problem. When you're on a
Yeah.
game show, you want them to win, and they just fuck it for themselves.
Right?
They're so dumb. Drives me mad. Here's the best one. This has become a catchphrase. A guy gets to the final round.
Oh, gosh.
And the clue is Scotch blank. Scotch blank. And he picks a member of our panel, and they write down their answer, which would obviously be what? Okay.
Scotch tape?
Yep.
Yeah, fuck.
He says...
Yeah, even that. Thank you.
Scotch hard. Scotch hard.
That is incorrect. Even I know that.
And the host said, you mean Scotch guard? Nope. No. Scotch hard. And then she picks up his tape, and everybody goes, well, hard, that was a dumb answer. And he said, well, it was like because Scotch is a hard drink. It's not word association. It's fill in the blank. Why are you on the show?
You know who's not hosting it? Carl Jung. That is not happening. There's absolutely no need. No need to do Rorschach tests. And, oh, that's insane.
I know. But that's, let's move on, because it makes me angry. My job.
What about now? And right. So there's TV game shows. So wait. So Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
People play that. Do you ever play that on like your phone or the Facebook game? Do you play?
No, I don't
any of
play that, but I have played it at a casino, and it's pretty good.
Oh, really?
You mean like on a video
slots? Oh, yeah, it's not bad.
Wait, I wonder about that, because is it the Wheel of Fortune slot? Are you playing the game, or aren't you just pressing the button and watching your money go away?
Pressing button, but still,
it's got the picture of Wheel of Fortune.
Pictures makes me feel calm and safe.
It's so weird.
They're also pumping a lot of oxygen in, and everything's tuned to that level C, that note,
and the seats are so absorbent. You don't have to leave.
Oh. George Strombolus Strombolopoulos told me that today, is that all the casinos are set at the C note, because they're supposed to keep everybody calm.
Really?
Oh. Yeah. So he knows
right
things.
In the middle of the keyboard.
He knows things. Your Canadian host of the 7 p.m. TV show.
That's for sure.
He seems like a very
We've given
nice
up
man.
on late night. We've given up.
I want to know what else Sean is obsessed with. Go.
Oh, good call.
I don't know. Well, I don't know.
What's wrong with your brain? Go.
Well, I like
pen and paper.
I really enjoyed role-playing games as a child.
Oh, as a child?
Yeah, not just a child, as a teenager, and I loved having them. I loved collecting them. Even if I never played most of them, I just enjoyed them. I don't know why.
Tabletop role-playing
Even now,
games?
I will go like, like, oh, you're going down a corridor and a lizard with human eyes is shooting you with a knife.
So you buy like the module books?
Oh, I bought everything.
Did you just make these games up in your head and play
sometimes
them?
did.
I like that.
But that's what I liked about it. It was kind of a conversation, an interactive nerd conversation.
So you never played Dungeons and Dragons?
Oh, I did.
Just read the books?
Actually, I did not like Dungeons and Dragons.
What did you play?
I played Lord of the Rings role-playing game, which was amazing. I played a game.
Good call. That's a good call.
Called Warhammer, which was quite excellent.
You made that up. That is such a you make-up right there.
Show.
No, there's a dorky comic book store around here somewhere that has a Warhammer setup.
Nice.
It's like train nerds, model train nerds.
Yeah, well, there's
but
this
it's
other
all-terrain.
branch of the role-playing nerddom.
And little orcs.
Which is like, you have little miniatures, and then you play battles with them.
Oh, yeah.
Like a
on a
strategy
grid.
game.
We did that with paper dolls when we were growing up.
I just like the role-playing stuff.
We do that with paper
fight
dolls.
With dolls?
Sure, paper dolls. You'd cut them up, put them in outfits, and do stuff. It was
Oh.
Did you ever meld in your love of history and Warhammer and then recreate like the Battle of something?
Never did that.
The Battle of the Bulge.
But there was one great game.
There you go.
I also love science fiction and fantasy literature. So
Okay,
I'm a
so
huge
you're a
fan.
traditionalist.
Yeah, and
You're
I really
way
love.
dorkier than I knew.
And you never can talk to anyone about it.
Well,
because
if you
everyone
joined the
goes,
Moonies, they
you
would
like
find
that?
someone for you.
Yeah.
As would the Scientologists.
Yes,
so,
they would. Well, they'd talk to the person inside you.
Right, they'd
Not
say,
you directly.
who do you like, Gibson? No, who are your favorite science fiction authors? I
Well,
wonder?
right now, I'd have to say a guy named Peter F. Hamilton, who's amazing. He's a British writer. I'm quite fond of Ian Banks. Or Iain
I
M.
just
Banks.
finished reading Iain Banks' the second book ever of Iain Banks. I don't know if anybody's out there reading Player of Games.
Oh my God!
That was the first one I read. It was
Consider
excellent.
Phlebas is the other one.
Oh, I finished Accession.
Oh, that's good too.
Let me tell you something.
See, I love hard science fiction.
That's what that is. I call it smart science fiction.
Yeah.
Because it's incredibly dense and it's very, very technical.
But it still is about people.
Incredibly human. Iain Banks is incredibly character driven and human, and like they're these this bunch of tentacled
monster things.
They're
aliens.
people. They're aliens, and they are called the Affront. Get it? And I am affronted by their actions on a regular basis. Well, because he belongs in the penitentiary, Iain M. Banks, sometimes.
Whoa! Here's
Fun to
the thing.
life.
What I love about science fiction is they just take one kind of aspect of the human character and explode it so that you have to deal with that. And like they put humans in these situations where, what if you could live forever? Like with rejuvenation and all that stuff, what would you be doing at 500? And you're bored.
It turns out everybody's genuinely bored. Yeah. Iain Banks has called it.
But the thing is, technology takes us to godlike levels, but we're still idiots.
Right.
Still assholes. There's always the human element that will make assholeness come to the surface. They'll be like, I'd like to steal your shit. And now I have eyes that can roam free of my head.
Right.
So
and
I'm
I
going
can
to do
become a
that.
man, and then a woman, and then a hermaphrodite, and then a man again, and I can fuck everything. And I'm still bored and a jackass.
Yep.
He is fascinating in that. Now, the Hamilton guy, is that more fantasy?
Peter F. Hamilton he kind of writes these gigantic epics about the future history and stuff like that, about humans have populated lots of different stars and how the society would work. And there's I just like when people take things and for example, they invent the wormhole. But the start of the book. Wormholes, how to travel, like you just open up a way to bring distant points together. Every point in space is connected. Ooh. So they can make a wormhole, basically. And the way people get around to different planets is driving trains. You get in a train, go through a wormhole, you're on another planet. It's that weirdly mundane. But there's the great scene at the beginning of this series of books is the guys have finally landed on Mars. They've just taken 10 years to build this ship, get there, took them 18 months. They finally land, they get out, and two hippies step out of a fucking wormhole. And go, hey dude, what's up? Whoa! And they have a homemade helmet and everything, and they're like, wow! And it fucks them. Like, those guys are total dinosaurs from that moment on, and wormholes are awesome.
That's kind of Vonnegut-y.
Yeah, it is.
I kind of like that, because Vonnegut's constantly making fun of humanity.
Yeah,
going, you're working really hard. It's really funny how that's never going to pay off. And the guy who's kind of a jackass.
The other guy I love is Neil Stevenson, who's writing amazing books right now.
Wait, Zodiac?
Yeah, he wrote Zodiac about it's
about a boat.
Protesters.
Yeah. It's Zodiac. Not about the Zodiac is the boat.
Yeah.
There we go. But no, he wrote a famous one, Snowbound.
Snowbound, which is about it's all about future history and like virtual. I mean, he loves information and what that means. Like the biggest strength you can have is information.
Right.
And one of his books is all about trying to build an information Switzerland where you can take any information, leave it there, it'll be inviolate. And he buys they're buying a tiny island in the Philippines and turning it into an island of information. And it sounds incredibly boring, but it's not.
Jews? Do they pay it with the gold teeth of Jews?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Well, it starts in Salzburg. In a mine.
And do they sing that song?
Yeah.
Sound of Music reference, people. Everyone got very tense when I mentioned Hitler. It's okay.
You can no, please don't mention Hitler. I may start laughing. Anyway,
so Deb, what are you reading?
Lots of shit.
Yeah. What are you reading?
I don't read anything on that level at all. Not at all. No, I really.
Do you read cat novels?
I will.
About cats writing on paper with their little paws.
I am. I'm writing a cat novel. Thank you for asking. No. Really, criteria for me is: does the book have kissing. If there's kissing, I'll probably read it.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Did you
Come
like
on.
Twilight?
Who doesn't love a little? Guess who'll
Making
read
out.
anything? This
Although, you know
one
what?
right
In
here.
dorkdom, though, I will say, though, I was a very big... I never did Lord of the Rings or even Twilight. I'm not going to lie. I was very,
No,
very Harry
Twilight's
Potter.
unreadable.
I was
Unless
very
you've
Harry Potter.
read it, and then I
Right?
hope you've enjoyed it.
It was all
Good for
Harry
you.
Potter for me. I'm sorry. So I think you had to choose. You know what I mean?
No, well, I think there are people who've read both, but I did enjoy Harry Potter a lot. I own 2 sets of the Harry Potter books.
Wow, one in Latin.
Yes.
They have it in Latin.
I know they do.
I have what I have is they're both the British versions.
Yeah.
Which has
and I
got
own-
the grown-up
Cover art that's
covers.
better on some of them. Is the British? I think the cover art on the British stuff is
Yeah,
better.
the art is better.
Yeah.
They spell color with a U. It's
No.
nice.
They also call
on,
it
Canadians.
They also call it the Philosopher's Stone
Right.
instead of the Sorcerer's
You know,
Stone.
and what I have is I have a paperback set that I lend out to people.
Yes. Oh, good idea.
And then a hardback set that I myself reread.
Keep.
Did it come in a little chest?
It did not.
A box?
Because I bought them
Oh, that'd
one
be
at a
good.
time as they were released.
Mine was delivered by an owl, so I don't know about you guys.
Girl.
Anyway, I will say one of my favorite little Harry Potter little anecdotes. The last book, the big jumbo, the
Yeah.
big book, right?
Deathly Hallows.
That's it, the Deathly
I'm
Hallows.
reading that one, and I'm sitting on the subway, and I'm reading it, and true,
As an
honest to
adult.
gosh, as we do, read like an adult, just minding my business, reading a book. Young man comes up to me, and not a young man, he's a boy, all right? He's maybe 11. Walks over to me, kind of stands in front of me, and he's like, "So how you liking the book?" And I'm like, "I'm loving it, man. We're talking about it." And then for a second he goes to me, and then he looks at me, he's like, "So I'm Chad, I'm 11. And he walks away, and I was like, "Right on, Chad!" I was like, "You're the greatest kid in the world
Nice
right there."
work, Chad.
I'm 11. I was like, "Right on, Chad, you should walk away." But still, it was very...
I like older women. My name's Chad.
Let me tell you something, Deborah.
me.
That was a male cold call. That's what that was. That was very much, this is available. If you were to want in on this in about 7 years.
I'm telling you, I think
I'm
it's
gonna
been
be
7
18.
years. Has it? All right. I should call Chad.
But, you know what I do is, whenever I'm working on something hard, I like to live in the words of Mad Eye Moody, which is with constant vigilance, right?
God bless you, yes.
Who?
Brendan Gleeson was a great choice to play him in the movie.
Was there movies?
In the movie, yeah, there
Yeah.
were movies.
Come on. Of
With
course
a
there were
weird,
movies.
wackly eye.
I like
He
it.
is great, yeah.
He is
Yeah, he
great.
did a nice
deal.
job.
They got fantastic anyway.
Everybody got work. Everybody got work in those movies. That was great.
Every Brit got work in that.
Yeah.
Every single one, yeah.
Harry Potter.
Has anyone seen Gavin Crawford do It Gets Better as Severus Snape?
No.
Gavin Crawford, fabulous Toronto
I will
comedian.
link that in the notes.
You have to look at it. It's fantastic. When we're doing when
Yeah.
it was sort of that influx of that big everyone outpouring of It Gets Better. He does it
until it became irritating.
until it became like stop.
And then it gets worse again. And then it gets better again.
Now you fucked it.
It turns
But I'm
out
telling
it's
you,
called life.
It's worth
Old
watching
fuck
though.
job.
Severus Snape, he does such a good Severus. It's really great.
What's the name of the comic?
His name is Gavin Crawford.
Crawford.
Funny guy.
All right, that's nice
Check
work.
it. Yeah.
And you should see his Rufus Wainwright impression. It's amazing. It really is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just laugh. It's
And
laugh.
I appreciate you reading Harry Potter on the train
Yeah.
and not 50 Shades of Touch Yourself. Because you know what? That's too close to home. There's no need for the rest of us to have to know what's going on in your lives.
Yeah, really.
You got some solo time? You got a little downtime?
That's what
On your way to
e-readers
work?
are for. People, that's what you do. That's what you put on your e-reader because then no one knows what you're reading.
E-reader.
Except for the flush in your cheeks. No one will know.
And the way you're strangling yourself.
Right, because it's an S&M
the gray
book.
necktie, right?
It is. Yes.
I think it's gray. I don't know.
I never did read it because I occasionally read a romance novel, but you can't my friend Maria Bamford. I think you both know her,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. She's wonderful.
You
Yeah,
get applaud.
she deserves applause.
Everyone should always see her because she's always doing vital work in the world of stand-up comedy. Anyway, she finds it hilarious that I will occasionally read a romance novel, and so sometimes when she's at a Walgreens or a CVS or a Rite Aid, will pick me up just a random. She's like, "Jackie, you'll like this. Have a trinket," and I'm like, "You can't." The last one she bought with me was both religious and weirdly, creepily violent. And historical, by the way. Right. Because she knows I like historical romance.
Oh my God, so do I. Jackie, shut up. I'm serious. Oh my God.
But I can't do a history of that I know the country.
Have you read those horrible Outlander books? Outlander, the Highlander, what's her name? Diana.
I have read many a Scottish romance novel.
Sorry? Yes.
Gabaldon?
Gabaldon.
Are they science fiction or are they romance?
Well, she goes back in time, doesn't she? Yeah, at the beginning, and she falls in love with a Highlander warrior.
That's just good times. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Guess what those guys were?
Becomes embroiled in the Highlands, in politics.
Well, when Time Traveler's Wife came out, there was a lot of hoopla. The back of it, the New York Times had reviewed it and said, "We have never seen a use of time travel and romance put together in this unique fashion." And I was like, "You have never walked into a paperback exchange because there are walls full of crap, really poorly written prose that is all about how modern ladies go back in time and they bring tampons and Advil." It is exhausting.
And become the queen.
Right. And they become giant bossy magoos back in time because they have feminism.
I like the historical because I love the forbidden. Forbidden is my favorite. When they can't be together, it's so hot, right? I'm such a nerd. It is, but it's just like,
I thought you meant
so great.
Elizabeth Lowell's Forbidden. I thought you were talking about a specific author.
Have you? Do you read any Colleen McCullough?
No.
She's got an amazing series about Rome that has got tons of romance in it. But it's set in Rome just before the fall of the Republic at the beginning.
They were doing
of Augustus.
it a lot back then.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Thornbirds, there's priests having sex with women.
Ooh.
Way to go, Rachel Ward.
That was so hot, though. Remember how
Richard
hot that was?
Chamberlain.
Oh, Thornbirds? Anybody old?
Old
Come on.
people!
It was so hot.
Alert! Turn your heads!
And cough. I did not myself ever watch or read the Thornbirds. I did read the John Jakes series in junior high because my mother had it.
Is this all about the American Revolution?
Yeah, the bastard.
The bastard.
It was a terrible series. Did John Jakes, who wrote? Oh, Herman Wouk. She was also reading Winds of War.
Oh yeah.
And things that were
James A. Michener is pretty awesome too. Hawaii.
Things that were made into a miniseries in the 70s for $100, essentially, right?
It's amazing. And Richard Harris plays somebody in Hawaii, the motion picture.
Did you read Roots? Did you ever read Roots?
I did read Roots.
Did you ever read
Malcolm X, the autobiography?
No.
That's really good, actually. That's some literature, turns out. But written by Alex Haley, who wrote Roots.
I'm really excited because a joke that I used to do has come back into vogue.
Yay!
Oh, really?
Well, it was, I just was reading about Quentin Tarantino's new movie, and Spike Lee's very upset because he uses the N-word. Nigger is what I'm going to say.
It's
a lot in it. He says it's just ridiculous how much he uses it. It's not right.
Shocked.
He's boycotting
Quentin
the movie.
Tarantino possibly uses
and I always did this
much?
joke where I say, well, he does say that word a lot, and he objectifies that group of people. But there's another group of people that he does objectify, and no one stands up for them, and that's the motherfuckers. These people fuck their mothers. That's all they do.
Sean
Is that
Cullen,
so
ladies
wrong?
and gentlemen. That is a well-crafted...
They're just like you and me. Well, they fuck their mothers, but they're just like you and me.
Have you not heard of Oedipus? The Quentin Tarantino experience is that guy... I haven't seen a movie of his since Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Because I have enough revenge fantasies. I fight every day with constant vigilance that I can't possibly watch him encourage me in things like Kill Bill with the lady and it's all sad. And then she's going to get everybody back because her kid dies. And then it was Inglourious Basterds, the Jews. And if his next movie is
revenge porn.
Right. Jesus. Pulling himself off of that cross.
And hunting down every single person.
Jesus Unchained.
Who whipped me?
Yes.
Ow!
You know
That's good.
Right?
That is good.
Come on.
Quentin, make the film.
Who is it? king of the Jews.
Say what again? Say what again?
What would Jesus do? Kill all of you.
That's a mighty fine falafel you got there.
Jesus would take each and every one of you with him.
That is a mighty tasty falafel.
You know, they don't call it a falafel in Jerusalem.
What do they call it? They call it a chickpea ball royale.
Nice. I was just going to go with a.
They call it a.
Do you know what? You know what? The Tarantino movie I did like, and I know it didn't. I think it got paid. I don't think a lot of people liked it.
I would like them all.
I liked the
Jackie Brown.
No, I did like Jackie Brown, but I liked the one with the car. What was the one with the car? Death Proof. I like that one. Anybody else?
The scene where the wheel tears her face off.
However, whatever. Right? So good.
It's about this guy who has this car. He's a stunt driver, and he picks up girls.
Yeah.
And then he'll put them in the unsafe seat, and then roll the car and fucking kill them.
Yeah.
That's
the car is Death Proof. It's really good. It's quite good. It's a bunch of, girls kicking ass.
You can get therapy for prorated rates. Yeah. You don't have to make movies.
But Tarantino too, though, he puts it right out there. Like all of his little sexual quirks are in every movie.
Well,
he's obsessed with bare feet, right? Like he's obsessed with women's feet. And there's every movie, he's always got someone doing something with the feet all the time.
Well, there's that scene in Kill Bill where she's just, this has nothing to do with bare feet, but she's paralyzed or in a coma, and someone's just banging her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He likes a passive lady.
Yeah, he just likes
you know what I want
having
him to
sex
do?
with people in comas.
I would love it if he would do a remake of Fletch.
Oh, that'd
like
be
if
good.
he would I was talking to a friend of mine, Criss Mancini, a comic, because we were talking about like if he did a romantic comedy, if he took, I don't know, Steve Carell and put him with Sandra Bullock. And
that would be hilarious.
It would be hilarious, and there'd be a lot of cursing, and it would be super fun because he's very funny. I think he is too.
Yeah, and what I think he's ripe for is doing a musical.
Steve Carell or Tarantino?
Tarantino. I think it'd be awesome to have an incredibly violent musical.
Paint your wagon. Do it right.
Yeah.
If he did
beans, I love my beans.
I've always hated that song.
No, but that's an amazing musical with Clint Eastwood singing They Call the Wind Mariah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Did he really?
Yep. And who else is in that movie? Lee Marvin singing Beans, love those beans.
Wow.
Great
Weren't
song.
they going to split some lady and didn't? I mean, the Paint Your Wagon, the entire reason to see Paint Your Wagon is for the last 20 minutes.
What happened?
Because of the
They're going to split her in two?
Well, spoiler alert, and granted, the movie's from 1612, so everyone should have seen it.
It's a woodcut.
It's a terrible movie that you watch the entire time because you're like, oh my God, Clint Eastwood sings, Lee Marvin sings. These are terrible choices. Pierce Brosnan should be in this movie. And remember Mamma Mia? Okay,
Nothing's better than Stellan Skarsgård belting out.
With Dragon Tattoo?
No, he sings he's in Mamma Mia.
Oh, he is in Mamma Mia.
That's one of the boyfriends who nails the mom.
Right.
And she doesn't know which one's the father.
Right.
Crazy.
Right.
What a great premise for a musical. My mother's a whore.
Let's think about it.
I think of it as sort of the mad world of our generation.
Okay.
Because they were having much more fun than anyone watching.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I own it, and I'll watch it on any given Sunday. I'll watch any given Sunday. That's where I'm at.
I love that movie.
I love the costumes in that movie. They wouldn't let them use
real football people.
Yeah, they wouldn't let them use football team people, so they had to come up with their own logos and
the Miami
jets.
Sharks.
Yeah.
The Albuquerque Pioneers or something like that.
I don't know what it was. There was a lot of black and gold, and it was pretty sweet. And you were both born Canadian, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Are you fans of the sport with the ice and the sticks?
Oh shit, yes.
Yeah?
I'm an enormous fan.
Tell them, Sean.
I am an enormous fan of hockey. I play it like 3 or 4 times a week.
I think she meant curling.
Oh, shit. Yes, I love that too.
You meant curling. Did you mean curling?
Oh, I have no idea. Is curling with a broom?
Oh, yes.
It's like shuffleboard on ice with brooms.
Yeah, that sounds fascinating.
It's amazing.
It sounds like let's watch a 3-day episode of cricket.
Well, I love that too.
Do you love cricket as well?
Here's my thing. I could watch almost
cricket.
anything, any sporting event, because it's instant drama. There's a story being created.
Okay.
I enjoy that.
Okay.
I love sports. I love to go. When I was in Ireland, I went to see a hurling match. And have you ever seen that? It's like fucking crazy
When
tribes.
they throw logs?
No, they have
Midgets?
clubs. They're basically, it's like men playing field hockey, only their field hockey sticks are flat and banded with iron. And then they whack this leather ball, and the goalie wears no pads. They pound each other with these sticks. It's the most amazing thing you've ever seen. Lacrosse is another great.
That does sound amazing. The best sport that I collect all hats regarding this sport is Australian rules football.
I love it.
It is it's kill the guy with the ball, and then they throw each other in the air. And,
you climb up your opponents to catch the ball.
Yeah, what you can do is, like, a guy will, like, set his knee, and the other guy will run, land on that guy's knee, and then launch himself into a Specky, a spectacular catch.
Specky, mate. Oh. That was a Specky.
That was a Specky, say the Aussies in between eating pies. And yeah, and it was the craziest, and they're not wearing anything except for very small
Pants,
shorts.
Tiny little shorts.
Tiny little shorts.
And they have no sleeves on their jerseys.
That's how I could tell the difference between that and Australian rugby. Because the rugby guys have short sleeves. And, but I do, that's an amazing
guys are
sport.
Ridiculous.
But I've decided to just embrace all the sort of the athleticism of the thing. I went to Cirque du Soleil.
Oh, do you know they have layoffs, eh?
They're
having
pending.
layoffs
Are they
now?
having layoffs?
Yeah, they're laying off all the people who catch you.
Sean Cullen, are you the father of a hopeful family? Because that was dad humor, my friend. That was dad comedy. That just came out of the blue, and I was like, is there a 9-year-old girl in your life that you can just set up and knock him out of the park?
There probably won't be. If I keep going
your
this
cell phone
way.
in your front pocket?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yes, well, I love the Cirque du Soleil.
So do I.
They're
Amazing.
pretty
Have you been?
incredible.
I have.
I had never been before.
Yeah.
Which episode did you see?
It was years ago now. I can't even. They name all
Where?
of them, right? It was
Yeah.
the water one.
It was a water one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Was it underwater? And then above
Was it
water?
O? It was the O one, right? Was that what it's called? O?
Oh.
Yeah.
Low.
Yeah.
C'est low, ça!
As an E-A-O. Oh,
Je suis dans l'eau!
Was it E-A-O or was it just O?
Just O.
Okay.
Americans wouldn't
French.
understand
Oh,
EAO.
yeah, you're right.
They'd say,
Okay.
EAO? You going to see EAO? At the thing?
You
Pretty
guys
amazing,
are
though.
just dorking. You'll just go. It turns out. Plug
I went
play,
to
my
Love in
friends.
Los Angeles, Las Vegas. Love, amazing.
Yeah,
You
oh,
love
it's
Las
amazing.
Vegas?
No, Love. The show they did.
Oh, you saw the movie?
based on
Oh,
the
isn't that the erotic
Beatles
one?
stuff.
With the
no,
Beatles?
The Beatles.
The erotic one is fucks, I think, where they just
With
have
an X.
sex with each other.
Yes. 3 X's.
No, it's got a QUE. Fuck. And they dress as foxes.
You know what I saw in Vegas? I saw Medieval Knights. I saw. It was the best. There was choreography.
Oh, I've never been there, ever.
Yeah, they ride actual horses and have
I
sword
know.
fights, but
There's
they
one
have
here.
to time it so that they clank
And
when
then
the
sparks
soundtrack
fly, yeah.
clanks.
Yeah.
And then I mean, all it is an elaborate choreography between
Men and horses.
men and horses, and
Enjoy your medieval
Cornish
dragon.
game hen. There's Cornish game hen that you eat, and then
Medieval
they had
Coke,
Diet
sir?
Coke. Yes,
Medieval Sprite.
exactly.
Ah, the ancient strudel. Enjoy.
dessert.
Apple turnover, sir?
This one comes with weevils. And,
Oh, would you like to have your picture taken with the king? Yes, I would.
$35 later.
Yep.
And
I love it. It's so ridiculous.
yeah, they're super. There's a lot of things that people make fun of that
They're really fun.
that are super fun, and people should stop. And I saw a ventriloquist.
Okay,
And,
you lost me there.
The thing is if we've seen so many things like ventriloquism and magic and juggling on television, that when you see live, all you can think is, oh, I get it. And so they
It's
have to
taken all the mystery out.
Right. So I mean, they have to be amazing. Like someone who juggles, it has to be on fire and sharp, and they have to do it with their chin.
They have to be reaching into someone else's throat and pulling out
Honestly,
a baby.
Like when you see a good magician, it's pretty amazing. When you see someone that you're like, oh my god,
right?
Honestly, there's a club in Edmonton, fabulous club, and they used to years ago. Did you?
Okay.
Well, no, I know. But I'm fabulous for Edmonton. Let's move on.
Warring trailers,
which is like a C plus in like Ontario. But here's the thing: did you ever do that club years ago, the comic strip, when they used to have a sleight of hand guys that would
walk around your table,
card
close
tricks before
magic.
the show. Now let me say this, all right? Okay,
Meow.
the guy did a
Just
trick
between
to
us.
me. He was like, "I'll do a card trick for you," and let me say
Hold
this:
your panties out.
He took a card out of the back pocket of my jeans. Trust me when I say, no one fucking touched me. I would know if someone touched me. Hello, did not touch me. I lost my mind. I still lost. I can't believe
Your mind is gone.
it's there in Edmonton, waiting for me.
That's where you keep it.
I went to this amazing magic thing. It's not there anymore, but at Caesar's Palace, he used to have Caesar's Magic Kingdom. And it was this amazing thing. You went in, you would have dinner in this, it was amazing. A circular table, and you'd sit there with all the other guests, and then you come in at the one level, and while you're eating, it would minutely, second by second, it would drop to the next level, and suddenly the doors would open, you'd be in a different place. And then the guys
Wait,
would
that
come
table
around, and they'd do
would slowly drop.
no,
to
the
another
whole
level.
room. So like you'd open the door, you go in a door, and you'd know what was out there, and then the doors would open again, and you'd be like, ah! And they'd start raping you. No.
And there was an engineer who was like, "This is going to be the best," and there was some douchebag who was like, "It's not cool," and yet everybody
It
lived
was
it
cool.
and thought it
I
was the
loved
coolest thing in
And
the
the
world.
guys, your waiters would come around, or their wait staff, and they would do tricks. Like they would say, "Sir, you don't have a spoon." Whoa, maybe you do have a spoon.
Oh, that is so good.
And it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then you went to 3 or 4 different theaters. Well, there were 4, and they were each one different region of the world. And there was a Chinese magic show, and it was amazing.
That is
And
amazing.
It was tremendous, and they got rid of it.
There was a bar in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay.
I know how to party. When I say I've been to Winnipeg, I'm not kidding. And
Home of the Milwaukee Admirals of the AHL. Yes.
did they move to Winnipeg?
Never.
Oh, okay.
Not
'Cause
yet.
I saw the Milwaukee
That was
Admirals
Atlanta.
once.
Yeah, they're great.
Okay.
They have hats. They have Admiral hats with a skull. That's a skull
They do
and
not.
Admiral hat. Yeah, that's their logo.
The Pope hat?
Well, like that kind of tricorn, the kind of, that,
A
what's its
giant
name?
Napoleon hat?
Yeah. And a skull.
How can you play hockey in a Napoleon hat?
Well, their helmets are specially designed.
Okay. Like
to be very
Captain
wind
America
resistant.
with the wind?
Yeah, they actually have small motors inside.
It's called the Safe House, and they used to have an up close magic guy who would work room to room to room. And again, don't know why I'm talking about being drunk, but I would follow him around and make him find coins for hours, and then not tip him enough because I was 23, and he was but he was on board because the thing about magicians is they are not much like comics. It's an Asperger's march to autism. And because with magicians they have to do, and especially up close magicians, they have to practice in front of a mirror for hours by themselves. And so anyone who's willing to watch that, I'm sure they're like, I am on board. I'm still finding this right behind your ear, still finding it, and me drunker and drunker going, where was it? Until I was so drunk he was like, it's not even fun anymore because you can't tell.
I could just do that.
And I'd be like, you're magical. So.
Wow. I like magic, There's a very funny ad right now about popcorn, that popcorn bowl that they now have. Where, do you see Criss Angel? I don't think it's him. Is it?
It might be.
Yeah, he's flying outside the window, and then they open the door and say, Criss Angel, magician. And he comes in and says, do you want some popcorn? And he pulls out a bag, he puts it in the microwave and says, that's just a bag, it's not it's popcorn! And then he goes, oh my God! And they says, what is this? He says, what's a bag of popcorn? And he rips the top, it's a bowl!
Oh, that is.
Oh my God, it's a bowl! It's pretty funny.
It sounds. It's it's very meta, but I
That
enjoy
makes
the
me
idea.
laugh. It makes me laugh.
No, I think
That
it'd be
one
done
made
well.
me laugh a bit.
So you guys, Sean Cullen, is there a
Yeah.
SeanCullen.com?
Yeah, there is a SeanCullen.com.
Is there a Twitter at Sean Cullen?
At Mr. Sean Cullen.
Oh,
People
my
think
apologies.
it's Mrs. Iain Cullen, but it's not. It's at Mr. Sean Cullen, and you can send me notes there.
And follow you and
Yeah, and I
learn
have my
about your
own podcast, and I hope you're going to be on it.
Right, what's the name of your podcast?
The Sean Pod.
Sean Pod.
Sean Pod.
Sean Pod.
Sean Pod Van Dam.
I do like it.
Yeah. And, but I write books as well. I'm working on a new novel, so I'm hoping to get that finished. But
Do you have an old novel that people can already buy?
I have 5 books that I've written
So people
for
should
young
buy
adults.
his 5 books.
If you're young adults, you'll probably enjoy it.
How about middle-aged?
Middle-aged, yes. If you liked Harry Potter, you'd probably like my books. They're quite silly.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And Debra DIGiovanni?
Yes.
Is there a Debra DIGiovanni?
That's what I used as my Twitter handle. Like the hardest name in the world to spell.
I will
Debra
link it.
DIGiovanni. That's my Twitter handle. I didn't
At
think
Debra
to make it
DIGiovanni.
sharp or smart. No, just
The
big.
Deej.
The Deej. I should have went with the Deej, but no. Yeah, Debra DIGiovanni. You can find me.
Okay,
That's everything.
and I will link it on the
Yeah,
notes.
and I'm
She's
gonna tell you,
currently
I also have a
writing notes
podcast,
to her
too.
cat.
I am right now.
What kind
I
of
filmed
cat
this
do you
whole
got?
thing.
You got one cat?
Let me say that I have an old man. He'll be 18 on March 1st, you guys. 18, which makes him like 156 or something.
Older than some of your boyfriends.
Right. Oh,
Boom.
Chad. But no, seriously, he is.
Shout out to Chad.
He's an
If you're
old man.
listening.
He's good. We just found out that he has hyperthyroidism.
Oh, Jesus.
Which I know, which means he's very thin now.
And he's developing human intelligence.
Yes, and opposable thumbs.
Oh, my
Oh my
God.
God. No, he's awesome. He's fantastic.
He's fantastic. What's
I
his
love
name? What's his name?
Franklin Fonzarelli DIGiovanni.
Wow.
Full name.
Wait, is he Italian?
He is Italian.
Excellent. Is he a calico? What kind
He's
of cat
cool,
is he?
obviously. No, he's just a mutt. He's a blonde. He's just a blonde,
Kind
regular.
of
Wears a little
yellowish,
leather
yellowish
jacket.
cat.
He's so great. He's so
Has a
great. I love him.
ducktail.
No, totally. He gets chicks like crazy. Right?
Is he indoor or outdoor?
Totally indoor. Are you kidding? He's actually not that very good. He's not a good cat. Like if like a mouse came up to him and was like, "Hey, fight me," the cat he would just walk away. He would have no idea. He really wouldn't. He would
I
scream
like
for
that
mommy.
you have one cat. I like that. I like
people.
I like that.
People often assume I have like 55, and I'm like, no, I just have one large.
You don't smell like cat pee.
Come closer.
Oh.
I have a friend who has 4 dogs, and she's
That's
like,
a
Too
lot
many.
of dogs.
it's too many dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, so, and then they die in 2s, and then
Jesus.
whenever like,
It's a suicide pact.
Right? I don't know. Your friend is a dog murderer, I believe.
well, she's like, so there are 2, so 2 of them die, and then I only have 2 dogs, and all I can think is, why don't I have any dogs? And you're like, 2 dogs is a lot of dogs.
a lot
That's
of
too many
dogs.
dogs. 1 dog.
Let's just imagine if they were children.
Yes.
You
Right,
couldn't
die in
have 2
twos?
children
Do you,
more.
have, do you have any pets, Sean Cullen?
No, I have
You're not rocking
children.
them?
I actually can interact with people I've taken that step
Interesting.
to actually deal with humans. The thing I have problem with, like cats, you always have to look after them, and if you go away, someone has to look in, and then they shit everywhere, and they
But not as
punish
bad
you.
as dogs.
Dogs are like retarded people who never grow up and go to school or leave or get their own apartment. Children will one day, hopefully, at least some of the time, not be in your house, taking care of themselves.
Right.
That's my dream.
Okay.
But I like dogs. I just,
We have an iguana.
I had one. Here's. Oh, you do?
Yeah. I was saving it.
For Christmas?
Well, I was
Christmas dinner?
saving it as a huge reveal. So we have a 3.5-foot iguana.
Oh my God.
God. Does
He's
it
very
coil
large.
around you?
He's cool. He's super cool. He's he has his kennel out in the garage, and we live in Los Angeles, so it's warm, and so he gets to wander the yard if someone's out, so he doesn't take a runner. We don't.
And they run beautifully.
Well, they really, I could catch him, and I am not athletic. So the one time he did have rage, the one time he tried to bite or whatever, he doesn't have any teeth. So what he would do is he has 2 rows of cartilage, and he would grab onto you and then turn his head really fast.
Pinch you.
Yeah, he'd pinch you and then rip your hand in half because he is 3.5 feet long and pretty strong. But he never gets close because he is a tiny lizard mind, and he projects it forward. Hey, I'm thinking about getting really mad. Are you, Tiberius? And Tiberius Gracchus, named after Tiberius Gracchus, the Roman general.
Oh my God.
I didn't name him.
The Gracchi, the mother of the Gracchi.
Yes.
She's a wonderful person.
And her 2 sisters, they shared an eye.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't. Anyway, so
Tiberius, second emperor of Rome.
Yes, yeah.
Son of Augustus.
Nice work. That is a dork fun fact, my friends.
Yeah.
I want to say this. Thank you so much for coming out to support the live Dork Forest. Thank you, Toronto. Have a good Sean Cullen, Debra DIGiovanni.
Thank
good
you.
Yeah!
My hat. They're dancing around my hat. My hat. Well, what do you think of that? If it looks like a Mexican hat dance and it sounds like a Mexican hat dance, it's most likely a Mexican hat dance. So take off your hat and let's dance.
Yay! Oh my God. Why don't we just call that as the end of the show?